So I basically got the EC90 saddle off Kijiji. It's like an online marketplace. Picked it up for, I believe, 20 bucks. So, you know, knowing that it's a no-brainer to try it out at least trying out the shape. So what has worked out for me is the shape of the saddle with the cutout. It actually, you know, allows me to get pretty aggressive down into the drops or on an arrow. TT bars potentially on my old road bike that had extension bars. It does allow you to get down low, and it is quite comfortable for me, the actual shape of it. The big reason that I stopped using this saddle though is I noticed that my knees and hips were just not feeling great. I was wondering if it was my saddle height or, you know, whatever, like other positions, etc., my cleat positions. But what I noticed is that when I did take this off the bike, I noticed how much flex there was. So if you look here, look where the sit bones would lie, just squeezing with my fingers, you know, you can see how much flex there is, right? You know, in comparison, this is a saddle that came with my Cannondale bike. There's virtually no flex. You know, I'm trying really hard, just as much as I was with the EC90, but there's virtually no flex, and that allows your sit bones to really stay planted in the position of the saddle so that your legs, knees, hips, ankles can, you know, move in the, I guess, optimal path. Whereas with this guy, with the EC90, every time you pedal, your hips are, in essence, would be, you know, moving with the saddle. You imagine pedaling on the right side, and your hip will drop. Look at that. So basically, you're pedaling, and your hip will drop every time you do a pedal stroke, and you know, you're extending your hips, you're extending your knees. Granted, if your saddle height is not properly positioned and fore and aft, then you're gonna have issues anyways. So the caveat is that I haven't compared the flex from the EC90 compared to an actual Specialized Power Comp or Expert saddle. I've seen on other YouTube videos that the EC90 is more flexible than the Specialized Power, but again, I don't have that first-hand information, so I'll have to check it out. I noticed that swapping the saddle made a huge difference. Right now I've got a Roman Evo, Specialized Romin Evo, which is also just as firm as other saddles, but this one is just way too much flex, and you know, I just can't see myself using this anymore. So you can see the difference between the Roman Evo. I'm pressing down quite firmly, and notice the difference as you can see here. Look at that flex. Not good for your sit bones. Firm is what you want. So I am actually going to test out the Specialized Romin Evo Expert Gel on the road bike, and then I'll swap it out with the EC90, compare the two, and hopefully or not hopefully, you might see a difference in the hip movement based on the flex of the saddle. So let me jump on the trainer. Now that the saddles are off the rails, we can see the difference in terms of the saddle flex. You can see this, the EC90 compared to the Specialized Romin Evo. Same pressure, way different amount of flex. So you'll be seeing this probably in your hips, which translate to your knees, etc., all the way down. So that was the Specialized Romin Evo first. Let me put on the EC90. All in all, the EC90 is there's just too much flex in it, and in my opinion, I think it's affecting my hips and knees and just the pedal stroke, and over time I think that's going to have a long-term effect, or might already has started, which is why I got a new saddle, which is the Specialized Romin Evo. I'm also going to try out the Specialized Power Expert probably going forward. Gonna check it out at a store or something, test out the flex, and yeah, we'll just see how we go from there. But you know, for road biking, I do not recommend it for myself anyways, because there's just too much saddle flex in the lateral from hip to hip.